graduate student. When her school announced a mission trip to China, she wanted to go, but didn't have the money.
And that's when I decided to go to my professor and my supervisor and ask for 1 week off so I can go work and do this literature evangelism. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's knocking on doors and sharing Christian books and health book material. So I went ahead and went with a group to Georgia.
So it was really nice to have her along in the trip with us, that she had done it before and she could help us out.
Those who were new, like me, this was my first time, we would get a bit more coaching on how to approach houses. If somebody really shut the door in our faces, don't take it personally, just keep your hopes up, keep praying.
A good day was selling 10 books. That's over $100 a day. An excellence per day was selling 20 books a day. That's over $200. I knew that to accomplish the $3,000 that I needed for the trip, I would have to sell at least double. And I only had that week to work. We gathered together in a circle. I remember holding hands with all the other colporteurs and the leader. And right before we prayed, we each said what our goal was.
So the very first day when we got there, Marianela was like, well, my goal today, Lord, is 40 books.
The 40 book goal was really a high goal because it's really rare for somebody to sell that many.
I kind of looked at her because I'm not a really firm believer for that high expectations. So I didn't think she was actually going to get it.
I was in the van with the rest of the colporteurs and started going door to door, and I remember my bag was full of books. And all of a sudden I was starting to sell in sets of 5, and then sets of 3, and sets of 4.
Then throughout the day, you could hear her through the walkie-talkie saying, this is a bit of a jargon, that we need more bread, as in more books.
And then when we're in the van and we're pulling, back to our little command center, I asked Marianela, well, how many did you get? And she got 41. And I was just floored. Everybody in the van was floored.
She actually sold 41 books because one of the other girls had prayed that she sells one book over what her goal was.
But then the next day she said, well, if God can do this many, then he can do 10 more.
He came through, so you know what? When it was my turn, I said 50 books.
And again, I need more bread, I need more books, I need more books. I need to be dropped off in another territory because I finished these houses. And at the end of the day, she met her goal.
And so then Marianela, all smiley comes along and says, hey guys, I met my quota, I met my 50 books.
I said, well, if God blessed me with 41 books the first day, and then the second day with 50 books, what's another 10 books?
The third day, she said, I want to sell 60 books. You gotta help me sell 60 books.
Well, when I heard Marianela say 60, I was just floored. And, the one thing that was going through my head was Jacob, whenever he struggled with the Lord. And he said, I will not let you go until you bless me.
And the same, through the phone, you hear, I need more bread, I need more bread, I need more books.
60 books is over $600 a day, plus donations. It was about $800 that day that God blessed me with. Every night when I saw the miracle of God, how he was giving me exactly the goals I had asked for and even more with donations, I just rejoiced in him, and I could only praise him throughout the night.
And Marianela then set another goal for 70 books. That's a high calling.
I said, well, if God's given me 41 books the first day, 50 books the second day, 60 books the third day, what's 70 books to God? That's only 10 more.
70 books is a lot to sell. And she asks the same prayer of God.
Is she really going to be able to pull this off? But in the back of our minds, we thought, well, it's not her. It's going to be Christ pulling it off for her.
And she sold them. She sold 70 books. It's really, really unbelievable that it's a huge amount in one day.
I thought it was amazing that she was getting all of these books, that she was able to meet so many people and they were all receptive to what she was saying.
Peace Above the Storm gives you 13 steps on how to find freedom from worry, guilt, and fear in your life.
It's the fact that she had that kind of trust in God. And it was very obvious that she prayed for miracles to happen, and they did.
4 days in a row, Marianella sold the exact number of books she prayed for, a grand total of 220 books, and more than $3,000 of earnings.
Nobody could question the fact that the Lord had led in her life, and for her to be able to go to China